So this is Cadet Prestipino and Cadet Mullins giving our Deliverable 2-2 for our terrorism database, the VBA code, and pivot tables. So first, just see our old database. Nothing's really changed. What we did was add two buttons here. One's show data, so this is show the pivot tables, those data tables that the user wants to use. And the next is clear table. So this just just clear those tables, and then these new pivot sheets that we had to add in order to get the all the correct stuff going there. So then you see here we also added just a space that it puts our data tables in for you, so it's organized nice and neatly. So if you zoom out, you can see that pretty nicely. So real quick, we'll just go through some of the new code we used. Let me make sure I get this the right size so you can see what we're doing here. I think that fits. Alright, so first, just real quick, this is basically the old requirement wanted our lat and long and distance to go into your data. So what we had to do to get this code to work is just send it all to my data. So this is our recorded macro here from Deliverable 2-1, and just really easy, just change this to my data. So now everything goes into the my data tab, which was important. That messed us up at first. So then we go into our module here. Excuse me. This is our module that we put everything in. So what we had to do here was we created six modules basically that got pivot tables, and we just pretty much copied, pasted them, edited them. We copied and pasted them from the airline example. We worked that through in class following the video and basically just modified that. So that's why this first one was called Setup Pivot 2. So we dim PT's pivot table, dim PT cache. We set them as worksheets, set them as ranged worksheets. We define our objectives. So this is what we had to change basically for each one. We had like where it was going to, coming from, basically. We cleaned up any existing tables in there. That was important. This is where we get all the data for that column and row. So we debugged it and set that up. Just moving on, this is just to set up the caches. When we created the pivot tables, find initial configuration. So the big things that we added ourselves were that we set up to our dash here. So our dash, if you remember, we defined as worksheet, then we defined it as our terrorism database. So not only does this populate this in the pivot, in the assigned sheet, but it also puts it into the dashboard here. And what it does here, and then moving on down here, we title it, which was important for us, so we give it a chart title right here, and then we this is where we paste special. We paste them as pictures just so they're organized nice and neat. So we did this for each one. So basically we have self-fatality, the same thing, we just pretty much copied and edited them a little bit and just modified them. Attack type, so we have all 6 here. And then the second big one we did was made a sub called call pivot. So this calls all 6 of them at once basically, and that's just so we can assign the macro to a button. So we just used a call function there. No, wasn't too bad. And then lastly, this is our function where we clear the pivots. So basically we clear the pivots in their own sheets. We clear the data in their own sheets, and then we clear the pivots in their own sheets, and then we clear them from the database. So we had to do that for each one of the 6. And again, you can see this code as much as you want when we send in our Excel, which I think we just did. File was successfully uploaded. So our Excel is uploaded on the site, and you can check out all this great coding at your own leisure. But basically, we'll show you what this looks like. So the first requirement for use data is Afghanistan. So we have that. The years from 1/1/2000. We'll change that real quick to 12/31. Got that. 2014. 14. So what we do here is we we're Afghanistan, so we click our country button. So that's going to populate the My Data tab with all the countries. And what we do is we do show data. So this is going to run all 6 of those functions. And so this was our shortcoming. Basically, all you have to do right here is click clear tables, and then it gets organized really well. So basically, show data is our call. It calls all of our functions, all the individual functions together. Clear data tables will fix it up for us. So then here we can see all 6 of our required graphs organized nicely and neatly, and they have a nice header on them. So they look pretty nice. So then what we'll do from there is go into the second one and show how we just transition. It's pretty easy. We'll just go, so we want to clear our data. We want to make sure, where that is. We want to make sure all the data is gone. Oh, did not mean to press that. So clear tables, no problem there. Clear data, tables, cleared our tables again. Okay, so everything's going to be out. Everyone's going to be clear right now. You can see cleared my data, your data. There's nothing in there. Next one is CENTCOM. So we have CENTCOM selected from 1/1/2010. So we'll go 2010 real quick to the same end date. So that works. We go COCOM. Boom. Populates my data. Then we go show data. So I'm going to pop these puppies up. It just runs for a sec. And then, like we said, just clear data, filters it, makes it look nice. And then here are the new 6 tables for the COCOM. So they all just get automatically paste specialed right there and look great. We will go back and then do the final one, which we messed up on the first time because we didn't change that your data, my data tab, but now that we did, hopefully everything works. So clear data, clears everything out, clear tables, clears everything out. And then we go, so our lat, long, distance, those are all set up already because we just ran it. And then finally it's from 1/1/1980. So just go real quick. Oh crap, sorry. Real quick to 1980. Boom to 12/13 2010 because we're 8 hours, so we got that. We make sure our distance is updated, so everything's been cleared. So this takes a minute to run because if you recall from Deliverable 2-1, it creates a whole new function and it adds a column basically in our data that just has the distance based on the 50. So distance is updated now. We go lat long, so everything should be populated in my data because we changed that. Good. And then finally we go show data. Guy wants to know his data. Again, just clear the tables out. Jeez. Some emails here. Alright, and then boom, we get the last 6 populated here right next to it. Look nice and neat. Just our clean dashboard and everything's up there. Pretty good. So that is how, so that we just briefed our macros and how this thing runs. Again, if you want to look at any of the macros, again, our Excel sent in, so we'll just send this as a file project. So, sir, this concludes our brief. Thank you very much.